This. Oh, where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Boom. Oh, you need that to be. All right. Cool. I'm gonna put you on the screen. Bang. Okay. Are you ready to start, Genie?
I'm here.
All right. We're gonna start with Dallas and Vegas. So,
It, this is a matchup that I honestly, Dave, I don't know. Because I think that Dallas can win the cup. Like, they're my favorite to win the cup. But I also feel like they're losing in the first round of Vegas.
I feel like this is like this in one series in the East where I'm just like these both teams deserve better. I feel like
hmm
Vegas played really well.
Vegas did not play really well, in my opinion.
At the start of the season, they racked up so many points, and then
Yeah.
they started to suck. And then they had injuries, and like you can say like whatever you want of like if they're just putting people on LTIR, but at the end of the day, they missed the playoffs the season before winning the cup because they did that, where they like had a lot of people on LTIR.
Yeah.
You call it what you want to call it, whether it's them trying to cheese the system or if it's uh, actual injuries, but you actually have to
hmm
win the games in front of you to actually make the playoffs in order to get everyone back and have that team that's like 111K or
Yeah.
whatever. So they put a good stretch together. I think a lot of their additions at the trade deadline were um shocking. They're the ones that got Hannafin, right? I was like, I did not think that was.
Vegas? Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't think they were gonna be the ones. They're always in on everyone for some reason. I don't know how. Well, I do know how. It's because the salary cap doesn't apply to them. But what do you think head to head the forward group?
Head to head, forward group wise,
Yeah,
I think overall, I think Dallas has better stars up front. But the Golden Knights are better in depth.
I see. Really, I think the depth of Dallas is insane. I think just having Jamie Benn on your third line.
True.
Um, Stankoven is the college kid they brought up, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, we've seen like what that
But
can happen
he's
to
not.
so many
He
teams.
wasn't college. He was Western Hockey League.
Oh, I see. Sam Steele is still in the league, huh? Crazy.
Mhm.
Defense. I think this is a wash on defense. I feel like this is a wash. I don't know.
Like wash for Vegas.
No, for Dallas.
Oh really?
Oh yeah. I think they're deep. They got like a couple spots that can be improved on, but like I don't. To me, Dallas this year is just a better version of what Vegas was last year. Just all around depth, stars, uh, and they are huge.
There's so many. There's so many different goal scorers on the Stars.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Um, I mean, the Stars lineup or the Vegas lineup is gonna change by like tomorrow,
Oh,
or
for sure.
probably by tonight of just like who is coming back and who isn't. Um,
hmm
but I know Mark Stone was at practice yesterday morning. Hannafin wasn't. Mantha was. Petrangelo was. Stevenson wasn't. I don't remember. Uh, I know there was a couple guys that were just at the practice, just skating around, looking all casual, and lineups for Vegas will change. So it depends. Like it's hard to say if this series does look different. If I'm not assuming Mark Stone is back, right, and pushing
Yeah.
certain guys out of the lineup, the series looks different with Stevenson, Petrangelo, even Mantha. Like everything looks different. But for me, the difference maker, I think, is Jake Ottinger.
Oh, for sure.
We've seen playoff form of Jake. I think the defense in front of him is big enough, good enough to let him see shots. He he reminds me of a young Carey Price, actually. Like when I watch
Mm.
him play,
Who's gonna win?
yeah, he reminds me of young Carey Price, and I think the Stars built their defense around that, and they look really good. But are we disrespecting the previous Cup champs?
I'm picking Vegas because it's funny.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, so
You
you're
pick
being
if you pick the Stars, I'm picking the Golden Knights.
so what are you gonna have? Vegas and
Colorado. Winnipeg is cursed. They can't win at home.
wait. What did you? What, you're gonna have Vegas in how many games?
I don't know yet. I honestly don't know.
Hmm.
You put your pick in for the other series, and then we'll go from there. Because we have to start. You can't enter the games until you picked all the teams.
Oh, I see. Okay, well, I'm just gonna put
But I've
down.
already picked all the other teams.
Okay, it's different this
I'll,
year.
I'll start with why Winnipeg isn't going to win. At home,
Hmm.
they literally have won 2 home playoff games since moving back from being the Thrashers. Yet they have the whiteout. Like it's cursed. If you can't win at home and you can't beat Colorado in Colorado because Colorado's the best home team, and you're the worst home, they're the best home team and you're the worst home team. I don't see why. I don't care. I don't. The only thing I see is this: Winnipeg wins this series. They're winning this series 1-0. Uh, every game that they win, they're winning it 1-0. Hallebeck will not let a goal in. That's how far they get. Hallebeck literally cannot let a goal in.
I mean, I think goaltending can actually certainly lose it for
Colorado, absolutely.
Colorado. I actually thought I was shocked when I heard that Georgiev wasn't the starter after like half midway through the season. Like he lost his spot. Francois, I'm pretty sure a couple days ago or like maybe a couple weeks ago, like announced they're not coming back. They're retiring. Francois is full blown retiring.
Yeah,
Landeskog was at practice, but a reporter grabbed him and he said he's not close yet.
he's not coming
Um,
back. No.
and I just feel like it just takes a toll on you in a cup and when you compete. You get to the final four or the second round so many times. Um, but
He hasn't played the game of hockey since winning the cup.
right, I don't need all these advanced stats. I just wanted to see his daily stats. I'm not sure what just happened there. I wanted to see who actually ended up playing more games for the Avs. While I looked that up, what
Why
do
is
you
there a giant forehead on your screen?
for? I was 5 head, dude.
No. The kind of right.
Oh, where'd it go? Yeah, and it looks like an NPC. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he does.
All right. While I find some more information about the goalie, um, talk about the forward groups between the two.
I'm including Makar's forward. Um, here's my argument with Shifley. Where has he been for his team when his team needs him, Dave? Where was he in? Where was he in 2011? Sorry, where was he in 2012 when his team needed him in the OHL championships against the London Knights? Injured.
That was 12 years ago.
Where was he the next time that Winnipeg, the first time Winnipeg qualified for the playoffs? Injured.
Against Anaheim?
Yeah, he got injured in that series.
Hmm.
When he played against when he played against Calgary, remember that? And Matthew
Yeah.
Tkachuk went over his Achilles. He was also injured. Then he played against. Then he beat. They played against Edmonton and beat Edmonton. But where was he when Jake Evans skated around and put the puck in the empty net? Got
Getting
himself
suspended.
got himself a 5-game suspension, and then he got suspended the very next playoff season as well. This guy literally can't play. So like, if your top player, if your top point getter isn't going to play in the playoffs, then what's the point of him?
Yeah, so Georgiev was still kind of the starter up until the last couple of weeks. So it could have been they were just resting him, making sure he didn't get injured. But I think a lot of noise happened from
Him being bad, him
yeah,
playing bad.
he wasn't he went to like a he was like on like a kind of a streak. I do remember there was speculation of him being hurt, but then they took him out and they put Justice in, and his numbers look pretty good. Granted, you have to, end of the season, kind of, and a couple backups in the middle where they were also not doing well, but they did end the season hot. And so that's where the question
Did
um for who
you see how
starts
many games Georgiev played?
was like 40 something.
40?
Yeah,
40? No,
50. Oh, it is 50. Oops.
63.
You're gonna play 63 games. They rested him for 5 games. They took him out
Yeah,
for like those. I
it's
mean,
because he was used the most.
yeah, I mean that makes sense. But his save percentage started tanking. It could always just be he needed rest. Right? It
Yeah.
doesn't have to be a long term injury. That's why they benched him. It doesn't have to be he's playing bad and that's why they benched him. He could have just needed rest. But it's the question of like, is he solid enough? Has he been worn out enough? I mean, it reminds me of like Frederick Anderson every year in Toronto, where it's like
Oh my
they
god,
put up
bro.
so many good games in the middle of the season. They'd have a very shaky period. You'd have to rely on your backup a little too much. He'd get over your starter gets overused. Frederick in the playoffs steals a game and then throws a game. It's definitely not Hellebuck, and in the playoffs that matters. League average goaltending can get you a cup, and Georgiev is more than capable of giving you that. Recently he kind of tanked, but he's normally more than capable of giving you that. But Hellebuck is different. Not Hellebuck is well above league average.
He's the best goalie in the league,
Yeah.
no questions asked.
So I think that's something that can steal it for Winnipeg.
No, that's not something that can see. That's the way that they win it.
Mm-hmm.
That's he needs to steal 4 games,
They got
and I give him 3.
they have a former Habs line here, Sean Monahan and Tyler Toffoli. It didn't go too well. I mean, Tyler actually, I think Toffoli's actually a great pickup for any team. I
Yeah,
don't
he
know
came
why.
from he was. When was he in Calgary? How long was he in Calgary for?
He had a season and a half. He actually did not want to get traded. He did not want to leave. But the Flames didn't want him. They had to
He
move
he
on.
wanted out of Vancouver. I know that.
Well, Vancouver lowballed him, according to certain reports. Now, I mean, there are Habs reports. There's a lot of, you know how the Habs media is, but from when he signed in Montreal, a lot of interviews with him are coming out that the Canucks really lowballed him. He didn't. He was kind of offended by the offers, um,
Mhm.
and he was dynamite for them, and he was one of the Habs' only saving graces. I mean, during the not the playoff, but like the Canadian bubble. Uh, Man, he really kind of was the only reason they even made the playoffs, and then they went on a cup run.
Oh
I
yeah, the
think,
Habs. Oh, absolutely.
yeah. I mean, Tyler, he just I think he's a great. He's just like he. If he's on your first line, your team's not good. Montreal,
No.
right? If he's on your second line, team's pretty good. He's just like one of those players.
Hmm.
Same with a guy like Monahan. I saw it in Montreal. He really revived his season.
Yeah.
He had like an 8 game goal streak where he scored like 9 goals in 8 games. He was pretty good to start the season. Starts to slow down, injuries, old age. But I think um, in a sheltered system, you got depth, and he doesn't have to be the guy like in Montreal. I think he can shine, but in the playoffs, these types of things get targeted. Colorado's not a small team by any stretch. Their back end is their back end. Wow.
Makar like and Taves, bro, is nuts.
Dude, Makar and Taves is like gonna be Team Canada's like top pair,
I know.
and they have it on one team.
Hmm.
Not to mention Josh Manson, uh, Walker. Oh, that's a trade deadline pickup, isn't it?
Yep.
Actually, that one escaped me. And at their bottom pairing doesn't matter. These guys are playing all the minutes. These guys are gonna be out there for like 5 minutes. But Manson, when they won the cup, was really important. Their defense is
Right.
gonna make they're gonna give the Forts a hard time.
Yeah. I don't like. In my opinion, it's gonna like you have to look depth wise past like um oh I forgot that Jonathan Drouin is
Duran,
on
oh,
is on
I'm
Colorado.
pretty sure he's got like 57 points.
You're so close. You had 56.
56, yeah, okay.
You were so close.
Oh,
Um, but yeah, they got Drouin and Lehkonen, bro.
I know, right?
Hmm. I'm it's I'm giving it to Colorado in 7. That's me.
I was also leaning Colorado in 7. I feel like
Because like
it should take a shot.
Halibut steals 3 games.
I don't. When you put it that way, I'm more inclined to put Colorado in 6.
I I feel like it goes 7.
And then I
So
respond if you ask something relevant, Ace. And yes, hockey is very interesting. You have grown men going extraordinarily fast, slamming into each other, taking each other's heads off. Um, Meanwhile, this bouncing piece of rubber is going insane.
yeah. All right, next series, Dave. Um,
I feel like this one's pretty short. I feel like this one's. I don't know. I know my answer.
coming home, baby.
Oh yeah. I don't think we need to. I think we both have the same answer, but I do think.
I need to hear what your opinion is as a non-biased person.
Okay, I always have a hard time the first year that a team is good when they were bad the previous years. I always have a hard time believing in them. Um, and that being said, Nashville has been on the decline for so long. I look at their roster, like just the guys they have. They're still a couple pieces away from wowing me. On the front end, like their first line, fantastic. After that, like I look at the rest of their team and I'm just like, you got a couple third liners there, and that's it. Like they don't have the depth. They don't have. I don't think they have the depth scoring. Um, that being
They
said,
don't have scoring.
I mean, yeah,
They have Forsberg. That's it.
yeah, and I mean, even their back end, like they got a couple guys who
the
like in their
The
heyday
only
were
one who I
good.
could see who could go off big because of who he is Luke Evangelista. He's a pretty chill. He's a pretty chill dude, IRL. Um,
Uh-huh.
I don't know. Uh, he doesn't like coffee.
See.
I don't
Um,
know. I've talked to him a few times. He's pretty good.
nice.
50
Yeah,
goal scorer for the London Knights.
and like maybe like young depth like that coming up is like enough to spark a
That'll be the
lot.
wild card. That'll 100%
Yeah,
be their wild card.
but I just look at their lineup. There's not enough there, and they've got a couple key pieces on defense, and they have UC Saros, and that's how they got here. But I mean, they were mid the whole season until like about halfway through.
When they wanted to go to the U2 concert and got canceled.
They wanted to go to Vegas, or after the Vegas game, they wanted to go to a concert. It gets canceled. A lot of people are upset about it. Internal, there's people who work for the team telling the media about it. They probably weren't happy. If you're an equipment manager, you don't get mad. You're not happy for
Bro, just want to go see U2, bro.
exactly
In the
like
Sphere.
it's like I'm not a millionaire player like these guys. Why do I get punished with them, right? And so it's just a little bit of turmoil, and they come out with like an insane winning streak. I think they won 9 in a row. They finished the street season really strong, and they look like the real deal. Um, Vancouver has been fantastic all season. They had a down spell. Actually, after they got Lindholm, they randomly like started doing bad.
Imploded, yeah, I know. It was great. I listened to like all the games.
But I'm looking at these two teams, and I'm like, who's the fraud here? Because these were not good teams by like conventional standards. Go ahead, Genie. Go ahead.
They got rid of my guy, and now they're good.
They got rid of Bo.
Yeah. But he qualified for the playoffs on the Islanders the old-fashioned way by actually qualifying by playing the whole season and playing. So
Mm-hmm.
we'll see who the fraud is. Because like he wasn't the fraud in the playoffs, he just couldn't get them to the playoffs.
Yeah.
He was eliminated in the second round of the playoffs, yet he has the third most goals by a Canuck in a playoff series or in a playoff season. He was eliminated in the second round. Just think about that for a second.
You think Besser's coming back? By the way, I haven't been
Coming
watching.
back.
Is Besser gonna make get off injuries and
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's playing. He's playing game one.
Okay, because I haven't
The
been.
Pocket said he's playing game one.
Oh, okay, nice. Okay, I haven't. I wasn't. I didn't read up on their practice like some of the other teams, so I wasn't sure.
We'll get to the Nylander situation in a bit.
Yeah, but I just
Like I look at this. I look at like the
This
649 line. The Lotto line is great. Can do great things. Garland is a go getter. He's gonna do it. Lindholm, we'll see what he's got. Hoglander is always going at it. Mikheyev, speed. We just gotta make sure that he keeps the puck and keeps going and plays smart. Joshua, he's a surprising depth player on our fourth line. An 18 goal scorer on your fourth line. What are you doing?
yeah.
Giuseppe, Lafferty, those guys, they can come up big when you need them. Blugers, he's a good passer. He's a really good passer. I don't know. There's a lot of things. For me, Vancouver goes as far as Thatcher Demko is healthy.
Mm-hmm.
The moment he gets injured, like this is the Carey Price situation. They're winning the cup until he goes down.
Yeah.
I'm dead serious. They're winning the cup until he goes down.
If I had Vancouver against any other team in the first round, except for maybe LA, I think Vancouver could be frauds and be knocked off and not necessarily be built for playoff hockey.
This team, Miller, like this core,
Mhm.
Miller, Pedersen, Besser, Hughes, that core. What have they lost to in the playoffs? They lost to
They beat
Vegas
the
in Game
Blues and then
7.
lost Vancouver. Yeah, they beat the Blues.
They absolutely manhandled the Blues, the Stanley Cup champion Blues, who had all their players,
Right.
who were outside of this year's Vegas team, has the most players returning.
Right.
Had the most players returning of any team
Like a cup winning
in
team, yeah.
Cap era thing,
Yeah.
and that Vancouver team wrestled them.
But they just stopped making the playoffs. Like this is why it's like hard. Like that core
Well, no,
itself
it was
sounds
it's
fantastic.
for us. It's the opposite of for Vancouver. It's the opposite of the Leafs. It's regular season woes and not playoff woes.
That makes sense to me. I don't know. I think to me Vancouver, I'm still not sure about them, even though they're the best in the West. But or I
Dallas
guess
is the best in
Dallas
the
was.
West.
But to me Vancouver was just the best in the West. But I can see if there's gonna be an upset, and I would feel like it'd be Nashville upsetting Vancouver. But I just Vancouver's. I think they're
Well,
just
the
gonna
other series aren't
outscore them.
upsets. The other, in my opinion, the other series aren't
Well, I'm
upsets.
talking about the East, even like just any upset like in the league. LOL. But I just I feel like if there's gonna be an upset, it would be Nashville. I don't think so. I think Vancouver's gonna kind of. I think the goals from Vancouver are gonna just pile on, but Nashville's playoff hockey and like just UC Soros stalling them is gonna be enough to take a chunk out of Vancouver.
I'm for me. This is five.
Really?
This is five. Yeah,
Okay.
we win game four. We lose game three. Uh, but we win all our home games.
I think I'll have Vancouver in six.
Sorry. Edmonton, LA. This is the third time in a row I'm giving it to Oilers
Edmonton
in
again.
six.
Yeah, this one I actually think
I
is
feel
so
bad
easy.
for LA because on paper they match up. If it was LA and Vancouver, I would actually say it goes seven. But on paper, Edmonton is the only team that throttles LA, and LA got Edmonton again. If LA swap that goes to Wild plays Dallas, I feel like that series is actually a series. If they magically played against Colorado or Winnipeg, I feel like they beat Winnipeg and have a strong showing against Colorado. But like they got Edmonton, and they're gonna lose.
I just think Edmonton is weird. They started the season horrendously and they weren't even going to make the playoffs. I thought, I like mathematically, I was like, they're eliminated from the playoffs. They literally would have to win, like,
They were last place in the league.
yeah, I was literally, well, I think the Sharks, no, they lost to the
No, they
Sharks and
literally
they,
lost to the Sharks,
yeah,
and that was the battle for last place in the league, and they lost that game.
yeah,
Then they fired their coach, and they went on this massive streak.
yeah. I literally said they would have to be the best Edmonton Oilers team in order to make the playoffs mathematically, and they were the
No other
best
team
Edmonton
was as
Oilers
good as
team.
they were.
Yeah.
From when they fired their coach, that date to the end of the regular season, there was no team in the NHL that was better than Edmonton. The problem was that was game like 18,
Yeah, it's insane, and
and they had like four wins.
so it's just
It, yeah,
like I don't see how anyone can stop them. It's funny, LA. It almost feels like they built themselves to be able to stop Edmonton. They have two defensive depth centers, or not depth centers. They have two defensively responsible centers that have that depth. And their big addition was Pierre Luc Dubois, who was some do bad. Like they were, I shocking player. Um, and I think that cost them a lot. Losing some of the guys that went to Winnipeg and are the reason Winnipeg is so good and so like in the playoffs and making
yep.
it competitive against the Avs and um, you wouldn't be like shocked if they beat the Avs, but you're pretty confident in the Avs, but like I would be shocked if LA was able to beat Edmonton. They just gave up so many good young players for this guy that just doesn't care. And I don't know, when he was in Winnipeg, Pierre Luc Dubois actually looked good in the playoffs. And I thought as a Habs fan, because at first I was like, I don't want him. I do not want him. I heard all the rumors. He was on the draft floor or whatever. And I was like, I don't want him. This guy that does not care. There's a guy who's just forcing his way out of every team. This guy who's just like a princess that wants everything he wants, or everything he wants it all his way. It's like I don't want him. And then I saw him in the playoffs, and yes, they lost, but he was doing stuff. He looked like the power forward everyone thinks he could be. the big guy driving to the net. He looked like a better Josh Anderson to me. I was like, oh, I kind of want that guy.
Hey yo, hey
And yeah,
yo,
yeah,
don't be bashing my boy like that. My boy, the goat. They're just not in the regular season.
I know. And that's what I thought. I was like, maybe this is like a kind of playoff guy. And then he just gets to LA, gets
No.
his big contract, and just they just couldn't get anything out of him. It's like you make game breaking money, you gotta break the game, and he couldn't. And I just it's hard for me to see the Kings, and they like they were so streaky. They like started the season on like could not lose, and then they just went down and then up and then down and then up, and they finished the season pretty good. They finished, I'm pretty sure, on a high note. Yeah, they did. I watched their last couple of games. They finished on a high note, but Edmonton, they haven't just been hot
Yeah.
all season, like or like going into the playoffs. They've been hot like forever. They've been playing playoff hockey, and they have the two best guys, or they have two of the best five guys in the league on their team. I don't know. It's just
The thing that's, in my opinion, Dave, has been stopping Edmonton from winning the cup was the fact that they played LA in the in the first round
mhm.
back to back years. That was the reason because that series took so much energy out of them. Remember Draisaitl, was it last year or the year before, limping around on the ice, bro,
Mhm.
like with a broken foot. Remember that?
Yeah. I mean, he just didn't have a leg. He's literally sitting there like
He
Ovechkin.
got three power play goals. Um, Edmonton still lost the game. He got or two power play goals. As he literally after he went down on one knee, his teammates had to come over and like literally pick him up off the ice and carry him to the bench. And they put him back on the bench, and then they went back and scored again.
Yeah, I know. I mean, the guy was
Like
just playing like Ovechkin on the
Edmonton, the
power play.
problem was is that they play LA, and LA takes everything out of you. They're not they're not a high flashy team, but they took everything out of them.
Yeah. I don't know. This is very difficult playoffs. It everyone it's either in the West Coast, it's you have it or you don't have it. You are amazing or you are poo poo stinky garbage.
Yeah.
Um, and so there were really no easy outs, but I think Edmonton runs them over. I think they're too. I think McDavid is. I think this is his prime, like true prime. This like moment in time. I think we're never gonna see anything ever like what McDavid's about to do ever again.
LA's gonna bruise them too much, and it's gonna be the same story 3 years in a row.
Maybe, but
Edmonton loses to the Stanley Cup champions.
maybe.
No, that's straight up. That is my biased opinion. Edmonton will lose to the Stanley Cup champions 3 years in a row.
All right. So quickly, you have Dallas, or you have
I have I have
Vegas
Vegas in six,
6. Okay.
Colorado in seven, Vancouver in five, and Edmonton in six.
All right, and I had Dallas in 7, Colorado in 6, Vancouver in 6, Edmonton in 6.
Yeah. So Edmonton series is the same for us. Everything else is different. A
All right.
little bit.
Well, let's go over to the East. Why don't we start with Florida, the Battle of Florida. Um,
Imagine having no Penn teams, but the Florida teams are here.
yeah, hey, it's crazy how that I go when I'm in Pennsylvania. Both the Flyers and
Yep.
Penguins always make it, and then when I'm in
Moved up
Florida, both the Floridian teams make it. It's actually kind of cool.
for Ottawa's sake. Move to Ontario, bud.
Oh yeah, get the Battle of Ontario going. Listen, they put a team in Quebec instead of whatever Utah. If they put a team in Quebec,
Move Utah to Quebec City, and then
yeah,
Dave moves to Quebec.
I'm going to Montreal.
Man is literally living his best life.
I'm very excited for this series. I'm thinking
Bro, you should go to a game.
if I wasn't so busy, I would go to a game. I really don't have time. I have to travel this weekend for work, and then next week, I'm actually kind of free I'm actually kind of free this coming week.
They play in Florida. The days they play in Florida are Sunday, April 21st, Tuesday, April 23rd, Saturday, April 27th, and Saturday, May 4th.
May 4th.
So you have three, you have two Saturday, you have a Sunday, a Tuesday, a
Wait,
Monday, and a Saturday.
what's the Tuesday? Is it the 23rd
The
or the 30th?
the 23rd.
I might get a ticket for that. I
Yee.
I might go.
Yeah.
That's probably the only day I can because I'm traveling to Orlando this weekend, so I can't go Sunday. That's I would have gone
No.
Sunday. I legitimately would have gone, but I'm traveling to Orlando for work, and
Yep.
then the following week, like the 29th to the 5th, I'm serving at the church here, and then the following weekend, if the Panthers keep going, the following weekend I'm in LTC. The weekend after
When's
that,
LTC?
LTC is Mother's Day, the 10th, the
The
10th,
10th?
11th,
Oh, they're
12th.
not. Yeah, they're not playing. That they have to go to the second next one.
Yeah, but even if the Panthers continued, I wouldn't be able to go. Because part of me is always like, maybe I don't get a first round. Maybe I get like if they make it to the finals or something, like conference finals, I'll go. But I'm going to LTC, and then I have to go to Pennsylvania because it's a certain someone's birthday, and then I'm going to MomoCon the following weekend.
Oh damn. You're
Yeah,
going to both lands,
I'm
bro?
going to every land. I told myself this year after COVID hit, I was like, once I get money, I'm gonna have a year where I go to every single land, experience them all in that one year, and I'll make a tier
Gridlock?
list. Oh yeah,
Gridlock?
I'm going Riptide. Gridlock,
Are you,
that's a local though. That's kind of hard
that's
for
not.
me.
Gridlock is not a local. Gridlock is the major.
Oh, is it?
Gridlock is the New York major.
Oh,
I'm debating whether to go.
What day is it?
The July.
Don't say
Let me
18th.
look at. Let
Don't
me
say
look at
18th.
July.
If you say 18th, I'm gonna get mad. I'm gonna get really mad.
13th and 14th.
Winnable. I can go to that. I can go to
Yeah,
that.
boys.
I can
In
go to
New
that.
York.
But
In
yeah,
New York.
W Riz. What do you mean W Riz? What happened? What do you mean W Riz? He's. But yeah, I I would love to go to this. I'm just so busy, but I'm very excited for this, and I'm gonna keep it 100. I think the Panthers kind of kill the Lightning. I think the
Kind of kill
Lightning.
them. The
Yeah,
Lightning are old.
I think it's more mental. I think when Colorado was beating Tampa Bay, they had meltdowns. They like Kucherov. Oh, remember when the Columbus Blue Jackets beat
Yep.
them? Like they reversed. They like scored 4 goals and made a huge comeback in game one. In game
And
two,
swept
the
them.
Tampa Bay Lightning lost their domes. They had two suspensions. One of them being Kucherov. Um, they just blew up, man. We saw it against Colorado. They blew up. Um,
Yeah.
they were
And
the
this is
team that lost to Toronto. I think they peaked, and I think they're washed.
no. I agree. I think that now that like Kachuk's gonna get them. So like last time that these two
Oh
teams
yeah.
played, when the Panthers were the President Cup winners, and they had the Battle of Florida. They did not have Kachuk. They had Huberdeau. Huberdeau got pushed around a bit. Kachuk is not gonna get pushed around. He's gonna drive Kucherov to like if Kucherov gets suspended, he's taking Kachuk with him. But that's a W for Florida. That's a W. And also like Hedman and Sergachev are their bodies are broken. There's
Well,
nothing.
Sergachev, I don't think is coming back for game one.
Oh, I see. His body is broken.
Mm-hmm. I think they talked about he might come mid. He said they were thinking game three. They put him back in. Maybe at home he doesn't travel. It's just better for him. But yeah, I mean that's tough. Sergachev is a very tough loss. I mean, I don't even know who this guy is. They got Dumba to fill in that spot. I feel like he can still be good.
Yeah.
You have the guy who should probably win the Hart and Nikita Kucherov at like 140 points or something like that. Something
44.
insane. 144 points. They got Connor Sheary. They made they got the guy that scored an overtime winner against them when they lost to Pittsburgh. I don't know. Tampa's just been, even aside from their three Cup final appearances. Remember, when they made it to the final against Chicago, then they made how
Eastern
good?
Finals.
Yeah, they made the Eastern Finals, lost to Pittsburgh when the Pittsburgh Penguins won the cup. They went there again, and they lost to the Washington Capitals, and then won the cup.
Hmm.
They had to beat the Islanders twice, and the Islanders really pushed them both times.
Yeah.
Um, they've just played so much. And yes, they got some fresh guys in there. They've got guys like Duclair who turn it on during the playoffs, but they got Hagel who's just a problem. But I look at the Panthers. Um, I see guys like Reinhardt, Bennett, Kachuk, um,
Verhage.
Cousins, Verhage. I see these guys who can score, play well, and are just shafids. They're so insufferable to play against.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Ekblad's back. Nice,
Yep. He's gonna be back.
nice. Actually, I think they said he wasn't at practice, but he was gonna play. And I was like, that doesn't make sense. But hey, he's back. He's
The Mark
back.
Stone effect.
But I want to talk real quick about the goalies, just because this is very interesting to me. Bobrovsky's been having the better year, but
My boy Stolars is the goat.
what the heck? My camera just zoomed in on me. Don't do that.
Mhm.
Zoom it back out. Zoom it back out. Excuse you. Hello. There you go. Um. Oh yeah, and like they do have stars that they can rely on and back up in case Bob goes boom. But Roski's been having a fantastic year. But you have Fassi, um, who just like
Bassi has
maybe
not been the same.
they has it, but in my head, betting against Vasilevsky to me, I don't know.
You did it last year, and he played so bad that they lost to Toronto. A
That's
first
true.
game.
That's true.
Like
Uh, I think the Panthers they've got it all this year. I feel like they're
no, this Panthers team has it, bro. This Battle of Florida is not exciting.
really. I think it's gonna be exciting. I think it's gonna go seven, but I think the Panthers. I think the Panthers are gonna. They're gonna have a couple blowouts in there. I think they're gonna have like game five. They're gonna win like 8-0 or something, 8-1. They're gonna do something that's just gonna blow the Lightning up. I think the Lightning's mental is not gonna make it. I think they can
Yeah.
take Kucherov off the ice. That being said, if they can't, I think Kucherov can dominate.
Tampa Bay will be leading this series in score.
Uh huh.
They'll be leading the series at some point in time, but they're losing 4-1
Right.
or 4-2. Sorry, 4-2.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to be they start the series off by winning the first game, or they lose the first game and they win the road game and win the home game, and they're up 2-1. Then they just get then the Panthers just like blow them up.
Right.
That's something they're just getting blown up, but Tampa Bay is gonna lead the series at some point in time.
We'll
Series
move
two.
on to the next series: Rangers and Capitals.
Wait.
We'll come
Okay,
back.
Rangers Caps. Okay. As my favorite team in the United States of America is the New York Rangers. Ovi is going to be like questioning if he wants to go to retirement.
I I want Ovi to keep playing. I can't believe he salvaged 30 goals out of this season. I thought he was done, and I was heartbroken. He puts on a little streak at the
Yeah.
end. The
Yeah.
Caps make it.
Ovi streaking? Question mark?
W. I'm gonna be real. I think this is. I don't think it'll be a sweep. I think it's five. I don't think it's gonna be. I think this is diabolical. I don't. The Capitals. They won. They didn't get going hot.
Lingering's getting blown up by Shesterkin, bro. It's not
Yeah.
even.
And listen, like I like Charlie Lindgren. I was a big fan of them when they were at Hab. I think they're a good goalie. That I think they're one. They're like a B. They're a very solid backup goal. You need like they split a net. They're not a solid bona fide number one. But I the my thing. I pay attention to wildcard teams. A lot of the wildcard teams that upset, they've been playing playoff hockey for like 2 weeks to get in, right? They've been on a hot streak. They come into the playoffs hot. They're feeling themselves. It's house
Like
money,
10-0 or 9-1
right? The Caps were like
or
Batman
4-2.
500. They were Batman 500, right? They backed into a playoff spot because the the Red Wings. They just this the matchup with the Red Wings and the tiebreaker and the Flyers choking and it was this should be Detroit. They should be Detroit in this spot. It's just just how the
How
standings work.
Philadelphia pulled their goalie so then they could try and salvage their season and
Yeah,
threw it away for Detroit.
and Detroit, it's
It literally
God.
just all Philly needed the regulation win and help. So they literally threw the game and let
Mhm.
Washington have the spot. But if Philly had have won in overtime, then it would have been Detroit.
Right. It's just they stumbled into the playoff spot. Now, I said this about the Panthers last year, thought they were going to get killed by the Bruins because the Panthers also backed up into a playoff spot. I think the Pittsburgh Penguins, the reason they didn't make the playoffs this year, even though they're actually very, like, stat wise, they're really good, but they had an awful power play, which doesn't make sense when you have Letang, Carlson, Malkin, Crosby, Gensel. That does not make sense. I think they are atoning for their sins. The universe is punishing them because they lost to the Chicago Blackhawks in the last game of the season. They had to win to make the playoffs. They lost to the Chicago Blackhawks. The Panthers, even though they lost their game, stayed
Yep.
into their spot. They're 1 point ahead of the Panthers. Then, or the 1 point ahead of the Penguins. The Panthers then blow the Bruins up, go to the final, kill the Leafs.
Blow up the Leafs, blow up the Hurricanes.
Oh my gosh! And the Panthers make the Habs had their first round pick, which went from potentially lottery to what? All the way, all the way back to the finals, right? Like 31st overall. The Chicago Blackhawks leapfrog the Anaheim Ducks and then win Connor Bedard with that
Yeah.
pick, with that lottery pick. The Penguins last season threw everything away, and I'm kind of looking at the Flyers as like, okay, yeah, the other Pennsylvania team has to one up it. I don't think it happens this year though. I said this to the Panthers. The Rangers though, I think they have something to prove. I don't think the Caps are good, man.
No, the Caps aren't good. They got hot. You just look at the other teams there. Like Philly was a young, inexperienced team when it
Mhm.
was like, all right, we're in playoff time, boys. Torts comes in the room and says, we're in playoff time, boys. They all are still in diapers and they filled the diapers.
I don't know.
I don't know. And then Detroit. I literally don't know what happened to Detroit. Detroit got Detroited. Um,
Detroit.
yeah, I don't know. It's and also Buffalo's Buffalo. Buffalo's cursed. It sucks to be a Buffalo guy. The Rangers win this series 4-1. If there's
Yeah,
any series though that I mark down as a sweep, it might be this one. I might change it to a sweep.
I think the Caps will pull one out. I think they'll pull like a game two out, and they're like, guys, we're competitive, and they're not, and they just get exploded. But I think the Rangers, their lineup is diabolical. They've got a lot of talent. I think they fumbled against the Devils last year. One of the underrated, most exciting series I've seen in a long time. That Devils Rangers series from last year, but
Mm-hmm.
I think they got Rempe. Oh man, I don't know. This is
Remember's gonna get suspended game one against. He's gonna take Wilson out.
maybe, I don't know. I mean, he's not a Leaf, so he won't get suspended. Did you know, Genie, that the Leafs, the Toronto Soft Maple Leafs, are the
Yeah.
most suspended team since George Peros came into the league?
Yeah, I know.
Diabolical. All right. Carolina Islanders. You famously last season, last bracket, you were like the Islanders in 5 against the Hurricanes. You remember that? So what are you thinking, man? What are you thinking?
Islanders in 6, baby.
Are you serious?
They're gonna lose, but I want my boy to do well.
I don't think the Islanders have a shot. They also kind of backed. I mean, they played
I
better.
this is the sword that I die on for my boy Bo.
Hmm.
I'm gonna take the L on this one, but I have to go with him. That's it. That's my entire. That is my entire um like reasoning picking them.
Romanov is in their top pairing, and Mike Riley is in their top 6.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
It's
Oh
it's
no.
over.
No, no, no. I'm a Habs fan. Oh no. Like these are some good depth players. I look at I love the Hurricanes like roster construction. I just look at their team every time. I'm like, I love all of these guys. Svechnikov's on the third line. He would be the Habs like top line right winger, dude.
Hmm.
Stefan Noesen. Oh yeah, he's a fourth
Like
line.
Jarvis is great, bro. I love Jarvis.
Seth Jarvis is fantastic, and they have four lines that like okay, their fourth line is as good as like most teams' second lines that aren't like in the play, like a regular team's like second line. These are really good. I forgot they had Matt Burns. Whatever happened to Pacioretty? Did he retire or something?
Mm,
I don't know what happened to that guy.
no, he's in Washington.
What?
Yeah,
Oh, that just shows you how he's not been having a typical season, I guess.
yeah. Let's look at the thing
No,
for
he is in the
Washington.
Washington Capital. I forgot. Oh, Pacioretty. Yeah, he's only played half the games this year. He has 4 goals.
Yeah, yeah. -14.
Rip. Oh my gosh, I look at their defense. I love how the Hurricanes are assembled. I think they're just the
No,
best
the
team.
Hurricane on paper the Hurricanes are the better team, but
They're-
like
Burns, Slavin, Shea, Brett Pesci. Oh my gosh, this is a stacked roster. This
this is my
really
copium
good.
series, Dave. This is my
This,
copium series.
I cannot see the I. This to me might be a sweep. I don't know. I'm having Canes in 5.
This is my copium series.
Maybe Ilya Sorokin goes a little crazy. I would
No, he's
say
yeah
the
because
Hurricanes can lose.
Anderson, Kachekov, Martin, they're
Yota.
not.
Yota.
No, they're not.
Jesper Foss also might come back. I heard. Just the Vultures. Oh my gosh. But yes, I can look at the goalies and be like they suck. And they've used. I think Carolina's used like 4 goalies. I think they've got someone like they've got some other guys this season they've been using.
Mhm.
And yes, their goalies suck, but the Hurricanes, their defense and their forward group are so good that they make any goalie look good. They make a Zamboni driver look like a Vesna candidate. Like
Hey, I was in Scotland for that game.
they I think it doesn't matter who you put in it. I think I could be in net for this series and people would think I'm a Vesna candidate. I don't know, dude. Like I think they're
It'll
so
be a
good.
battle of coaches, bro.
Yeah, Patrick Waugh versus Rod Brindamore. That's a fight that would have happened like 30 years ago.
Yeah, if players could fight a goalie, that would have been a fight.
Yeah. I like
That's
the only thing the Islanders like they handily like goalie matchup just obliterate it. That being said, I think the Hurricanes team is way too good.
this Hurricanes team is.
They're so good.
Mhm.
All right,
I agree with you. The Hurricanes will win the series, but I've got the New York Islanders in 6th for copium.
all right. So Dallas and Colorado. I think we talk about it.
Dallas and Colorado. I've got Colorado and Vegas.
I think we talk about it, Genie. I think we talk about the forbidden matchup.
It's over. It's the most cursed Game 7 you've ever seen in your life.
I'm gonna make you mad. I have
It's
Leafs in
not happening
sevens.
in anything.
I have
Leafs are not
Leafs in
losing in
7.
anything other than 7.
I have Leafs in 7. I genuinely like.
The Leafs cannot win in Game 7. It'll be Leafs in 6 or Bruins in 7.
I have
We
Leafs in
did, we
7.
had this bet last year, and I'll make this
I'll
bet
make
again.
the bet again. I will make the bet
I will
again.
make the
I
bet
think
again.
the Leafs in 7. So I was more certain last year of Leafs in 7 of Lightning than I am Leafs of 7 and Bruins here. I actually think Leafs might win in like 5 or
So
4.
the bet
Like,
is again. It's going to be again a burger bet for
yeah,
if
Hedberger bet.
Toronto wins in 7, I buy you a burger. If Toronto wins in 6, you buy me a burger. Any other outcome, there is no burger.
I'm actually more. I think because last season I thought the Leafs might actually lose in 7 to Lightning, but I was like, I think they're gonna win in 7. This year, I don't think the Leafs will lose in 7 at all. I don't think that's even a possibility. I don't think they'll lose. I think they might win. I think they might win in 5 or 6 more, but I think that the Boogeyman will I think the Leafs will get onto a lead, and I think they'll lose 2 games straight, and they'll be forced into a seven or something like that. They'll fumble somehow the series and be forced into a seven. But I think this year is the year they pull it out. But I think in comparison, this Leafs team compared to the Bruins team, I think the Bruins are just goaltending. Um, that being said, I don't understand how the Leafs during the regular season keep getting dookied on by the Bruins. It does not make sense to me.
No, it does make sense to me.
I'm gonna pull up the Bruins roster. I don't. This team sucks.
No,
This team
then why are they?
sucks.
Why were they like
Their goaltending is fantastic,
one win against the Ottawa Senators away from being top team in the Atlantic?
and I don't
They
even
lost
get
to
it.
the Sens.
They did lose to the Suns. Remember, the reason the Panthers are where they are is because they won their game in hand, and the Bruins lost.
Yeah.
I guess the Bruins
That's because
lost
we
their
were
game.
trying to feed somebody 70 goals, and now he's stuck on 69 on 420.
W.
Yeah, absolute W. Austin Matthews, first player in NHL history to have 69 goals as their regular season tally on 420.
Like, okay, like honestly, their top six pretty good. Pasternak, Zaka, Heinen, Coyle, Marchand, DeBrusque. But my issue is everyone needs to be down one. Like Geeky and Boquist are okay centers, but their center depth is so bad. Like Zaka as your second line center, Coyle as your third line center, and that's what they had last season. I was just like, that's a good team. This is like Zaka is if he's your first line center, it's bad. If he's your second line center, you're set. Coyle, same thing. If he's your third line, like it they need some sort of game breaking center to replace
They
Bergeron.
lost both of them.
Unless Bergeron Krejci, and like it shows, and it doesn't look good. And their bottom six looks like the bottom six of a team from like 15 years ago, where you have a defensive line and then a hitting line, and it's like okay, you have 6 players who suck at hockey, um, and they're not that bad. They're bottom
Hmm.
six, but like I just compare it to the Leafs, and I just look at them like, okay, like the Leafs had the second most goals in the league. That's behind Edmonton. LOL.
I thought it was third.
They might have gone past in the last couple days. I don't know.
Let's see stats. Teams. Goals for. Colorado, Toronto. Oh, they're second.
Yep. Oh, Colorado
Oh.
actually. Oh, okay. So they passed Edmonton and then Colorado. Nice.
Mhm.
I
Oh,
think.
past Dallas. Vancouver fell off so far, bro. What
Yeah.
goals against? Let's see goals against. Florida, Winnipeg, LA, Carolina, Boston, Vancouver, New York, Dallas, Seattle, Edmonton, Buffalo, Vegas, Pittsburgh, Nashville, St. Louis, Washington, Colorado, Islanders, Flyers, Wild, Leafs. Then we're at the Leafs, bro.
I think the only thing about this Leafs roster that's scary is for some reason they lose Bobby McMahon and everything starts to look bad. Kind of like their fourth line looks unplayable. I can't see that fourth line going out. Like I just that shouldn't go out. Um,
Why?
I think they get eaten alive. I think Reeves can't skate. This reminds me of like when the Habs made the playoffs against the Rangers, and the Habs were the higher seed, but their fourth line was like just 3 big guys. And like Kampf isn't a big guy; he's a defensive, responsible center. But they just had like a bunch of big guys, and they went to go hit, and they missed every hit, every
Mm.
slam into the glass. Like nothing connected. They never had the puck. It was like one of the worst playoff lines, statistically wise. Like their Corsi was garbage. Their goals like against was garbage. It was one of the worst lines to be ever put out by like a President's Trophy winning, or not a President's Trophy, Atlantic Division winning team. Like it was
Mhm.
diabolical. Um, and they ended up losing to the wild card team, or they lost to the Rangers actually. They lost to the wild card team. Um, but like I feel like I love seeing Knights, Robertson, like they've come into their own. Willie, I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
we're
is done.
finally able to give young guys a chance.
I've heard Willie is gonna make it. Bobby McMahon is not. That's the rumors I've been hearing.
Nylander's injured, bro.
I've heard he's coming back, and Bobby McMahon can't. Like they wanted Bobby, they can't get him, but Willie's gonna thug it out.
Hmm.
I think this team, the landscape of this team, does look drastically different without Willie. I think.
Oh, absolutely. We only have one right winger at that point now.
I think Willie goes down. I think you look at the bottom six, very similar to what I was describing the bottom six as for um, the Bruins. That being said, I think just the center depth to me matters. I think
Well,
I like Domi and Bertuzzi. To me, I've seen them playoff animals. I've seen Domi firsthand, and then we've Bertuzzi
I've
I
seen Domi
watched.
firsthand as well.
Yeah, playoff animals. I think they are the perfect counters to Boston. Like this
Yeah.
of any Leafs team, this is a Leafs team made to beat Boston. Um, I actually think they're building more for Florida, like the Panthers. But
Yeah.
what if Willie's not in though, that makes
It's only one game though, bro.
it's one game. He'll be in game two.
The only game that matters is game 7.
Mhm.
The only game that matters and why I'm not available Saturday, May 4th is because I'll be in my basement crying.
I'll say it. I think the Leafs defense is good.
I
I think it's good. I killed him. I killed him.
You're out of your absolute mind. You've not watched this Leafs defense play.
I've I
I have
think
watched
some
like
people get too
bro,
close to the
I've
picture.
watched like 60 Leafs games this season. No.
Listen, it's not as good as the Bruins. That's very obvious. But I think from
Giordano, Labushkin, good. Benoit has been amazing. Riley's there. McCabe's there.
no, I think McCabe
Or
is really good. I think McCabe for their underlying numbers are very strong. I think he does things that you need to be done that no other Leafs player does. I think he moves bodies from the front of the net. Simon Benoit does that too, but
yeah.
like McCabe moves bodies.
Also, Benoit
McCabe
was like
moves
literally
pucks.
a nobody. He was a nobody at the beginning of the season. He has a name now.
Yeah. Um, I think Liljegren in a sheltered role is good. I've actually
Yeah.
seen Edmondson in the playoffs. He can get. I think he complements Liljegren pretty well. I think their pair. To me, that's a six pairing. That's pretty strong. Um, I'm still heartbroken that they. I wanted them to get David Savard because I thought they would be willing to give up like a second round pick. For Savard because I felt like they want. I
Who?
heard rumors.
Leafs?
Yeah, Leafs. I heard rumors
We
that
don't
like
have a second round pick.
that might be why it didn't happen. I think they just didn't make a package that was enticing enough. But I heard that they were willing to give up equivalent to a second round pick for Savard, but it just didn't come together.
Uh, yeah.
But
Everyone wanted Frazier, and everyone also wanted Easton.
mhm.
Like, and Tree was not giving that up. Anyway, I don't know. This series is going to 7, and it's going to be the Toronto Death Garden.
Really,
Yeah, TD Garden.
I think Toronto's probably even one of the only teams that can solve Bruins like goalie situation too, because I believe goalies compared to Bruins goalies is just
No,
team.
there's one other team that can solve the there's two other teams in my opinion that can solve Boston's goalie issue.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but both of them
Those are my two hopes.
okay. I think the Leafs.
Um,
I think the Leafs can do it. I think they can win in 7 this season.
All right. So what about what is our bet? Are we not doing anything?
If they win in 7, I get Burger. If they win in 6, you get Burger.
All right. Perfect. Deal.
Okay, so you had Panthers in how many?
Right.
Yeah, I'm shaking. I'm shaking.
Yeah, all right. I couldn't see on stream.
You have Panthers in how many?
Panthers in 6, Bruins in 7, Rangers in 5 because I feel like I don't know. I think it's gonna be a sweep, but I can't change the number now for some reason.
Mm-hmm. I have them at 5 as well. And then you have the Islanders in 6?
Yeah, because that's a copium.
I have the Hurricanes in 6.
That's the most copium. Like Dave, this is a series that is like not gonna happen, but I want it to happen.
So we both have Vancouver and Edmonton, right?
Vancouver and Edmonton, yeah.
Yeah.
Vancouver wins that because it's Vancouver.
I think you're insane.
I'm
Wow, I'm gonna put
If
Edmonton.
I'm insane, I have a good reason for it, Dave.
That's true. I'm going all. I think Edmonton. I think Edmonton 100%.
Yeah, I don't have it. I don't want. There's no success. There's gonna be no way. The Edmonton wins if Edmonton wins if uh Evander Kane or oh sorry, Corey Perry is gonna go like is gonna absolutely just like Superman dive or he's not even gonna Superman dive. He's gonna like uh Man's gonna high jump kick. He's literally gonna high jump kick the net, and Demko's gonna be in the net, and that's how Edmonton wins the series. That's uh, that's how it's gonna go.
I,
You feel that, Dave?
dude, I just think
That's how Edmonton wins the series. Corey Perry high jump kicks Demko, and then we have no goalie, and they have no Corey Perry. But that trade is like unholy amounts in their favor.
I don't.
Perry would do it.
I mean, he would, but I really have a
He did
hard
it. He did
time
it to Tavares.
seeing like anyone besides like who do they have on defense besides Quinn?
Zadorov is great. The Chaos. We have Chaos Giraffe and Chaos Bomber. And then we have Philip Hronek, who has been great, absolutely golden for us. Past those four, we're a little bit like Ian Cole's. He's solid. Sushi's solid. Um, Juleson is not great. And the other guys have not really played much.
Edmonton's their roster still isn't that updated yet, but I think McDavid, Draisaitl, Hopkins, then you have Ekholm, you have Bouchard, you have Hyman. I okay, yeah, they're it's
Like
the roster just doesn't look right, but I think you have the best center depth in the entire league. I think you have
who are the centers?
McDavid, Draisaitl half the time,
Yeah.
and RNH. And you want to double shift some guys, get some like that's the thing is like you
Hyman is
have
great. I do have to say Hyman is
on
insane.
Hyman is fantastic. I think Warren Fogel's good depth. Did Connor Brown figure it out? I actually haven't been paying attention. Did he like figure
No,
out how to play hockey? He didn't. Okay, that sucks.
it kind of has maybe a bit.
I think Perry is like a perfect guy.
We've
Ekholm,
seen we've all seen what Corey Perry can do.
I think Ekholm is if he's healthy, he makes them look a little bit better on defense. You got Bouchard who I know he's forgotten how to play defense, but he's yeah.
Bouchard is as a London Knight. He played about 45 minutes a game, and got like 100 assists
Mhm.
and turned over the puck 1,000 times
Yeah.
because he made 8 million passes.
Mhm.
So even though his passing percentage was 99, he still made 1,000 turnovers.
Right.
So I feel like he's underrated. My dad never liked him when he was on London.
I don't
Um,
know. I
but
know people have been criticizing his game recently because he's not been solid on defense, but I think he adds to this team a lot. I think you need a defenseman who can keep up with the forwards occasionally, especially on like a power play or something like that.
oh
Um,
yeah,
I think you
but
need a
and
forward
Nurse
that
was
can
getting
rush.
slow.
Right. I think you do need a guy like Bouchard. I look at the Edmonton's roster and it seems to me like the most complete roster
In Canada,
in Canada. Yeah, I think it's better than the
it's I,
Canucks.
I agree with that, but Vancouver's beating them because LA is doing the exact same thing that they did to Edmonton the year before, and they're going to be too worn down.
Remember though, Edmonton lost to who? Colorado and
And Vegas,
Vegas.
yeah, they're
I'm
losing the Stanley
sorry,
Cup champions.
the
They're losing
Canucks.
the
The
Stanley Cup
Canucks are
champions
not
2 years in a row.
Colorado and Vegas yet. I think the Canucks are Colorado or Vegas next season. I think next season they keep they have their core together. I think they make certain key signings. Um,
Also the fact that people now want to go to Vancouver to see that it's a winning it's a winning place again.
Right.
Because nobody wanted to go to Vancouver because they were losing.
Nobody
We
wants to go
hadn't
to Vancouver. They didn't have
we
money,
hadn't
man.
qualified for the playoffs, Dave,
Hmm.
since the Sedins were playing in the regular playoff format.
Right.
We had only qualified via play-in tournament because we were tied. We were 1 point behind Nashville when the pandemic shut us down, but we had 4 less games played than them, and we qualified for the higher seed of a play-in spot via points percentage. So like,
Yeah. Um, I don't see Vancouver as the same tier that can knock off Edmonton. I don't know. I have Edmonton beating them. So the West, the second round in the West now looks different for you because you have Vegas here against Colorado.
yep. Are you so? What is it? Let's talk about Colorado. Um, matchup wise, do you feel like Colorado has a chance to beat um
Either team,
either
I
team?
I, I think either team it goes to seven. I think either team it's kind of like a toss up. I think injuries are gonna have a big play in this. I think you're like I'm seeing like Dallas and Vegas heavy teams. I'm seeing Colorado and Winnipeg. Maybe not Winnipeg still heavy teams. They're chunking each other. I see whoever is in whatever combination of these four teams are in the second round are killing each other. I think that
They're going to be worn out.
I feel like the bottom side of the bracket is a lot less deadly physicality wise than the top side of
Yes.
the bracket.
Yes.
And so I
I
think a
agree.
lot of it comes down to injuries, and a huge part of it is can Landeskog come back and be effective? Um, he's hanging around the team. He's taking skates. They say he's not close, but that he's not close changes when the playoffs come, right? Like it's like the playoffs are like how like suspensions in the playoffs. One playoff game is worth like three regular season games.
Yep.
It's kind of the same with like how players view like injuries. Like they miss game one and two, and they're like, "I've been out for 3 weeks, man. Like I gotta get back in there." Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Um, I don't know how Edmonton, or I'm sorry, I don't know how Colorado will still be, you know, health wise standing, and that's to me the question. I think if they're fully healthy, like if they got McKinnon going, I think
I
if
don't
they have
think they're I
Landeskog,
don't think they beat Dallas or Vegas in the second round.
no, even if they're healthy,
Nope.
oh,
No. I don't because I feel like the winner of the Dallas Vegas series will be mentally and physically and like they'll be ready for the series against Colorado.
mm,
They'll be able to do it. They'll be able to withstand whatever team it is, whether it's a Fortress or whether it's Shining Stars.
mm-hmm.
They're going to beat the Avalanche. So I have Avalanche bowing out in the second round to whether it's Dallas or Vegas.
I'm also having a hard time picking Colorado here. But oh my gosh, Rantanen is so good. Like,
Yeah, but their round of choking is the second round. They've
that's
had
true.
more second round exits than any other round combined. And since they've had McKinnon, they've exited in the second round more times than every other combination combined. Whether that be them missing the playoffs and drafting McCarr like fourth overall, their first round exits which don't happen, all their second round exits which are pretty much everything. They haven't lost in the conference final, and them winning the cup.
They have like Middlestat. I think was a great addition. Like their second line looks better now, but again, I think injuries and the health of Landeskog makes a huge difference. I think if any one of the top line guys go down, the team is done for. Um, I think if Landeskog comes back, I think if we got the top line healthy, even if there's some injuries, pushing some guys down, I can see them. I can see them, but it's so it's a playoffs because injuries, man. I'm gonna pick Colorado, but I'm not happy with it because I know that they're one a hit to the head away from I don't have my lights on, dog. I can't change my background lights. They're not on. It's the middle of the day. You're not gonna see them. But they're one hit to the head away from not even being able to compete in the series against Vegas or Dallas or even at Winnipeg, to be honest.
Yep. Oh, so yeah, that's my point. Shifley's going to get suspended, in the game because he's gonna like absolutely just like suplex Makar.
God damn.
That's
It's
how
not gonna
Colorado's
be.
losing. They're gonna win the series against Winnipeg.
I'm doing
Game
Colorado.
seven is gonna be like 8-0. But Makar is gonna be off in a stretcher by Shifley absolutely going man activated like beast mode. Like bro use Endeavor, Focus Ash, Quick Attack.
I have to. I think I'm gonna
You
go
hear the red
Colorado.
bar music playing on Makar,
Boom, 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 boom.
and Bettman comes is at the Pokemon Center dressed up as Nurse Joy. Like, we're very sorry, but we couldn't heal your Pokemon in time for the next round.
I think I feel I have to do Colorado. Like I don't feel good about it because of the injuries, but
I'm gonna say I told you so when Shifley comes from the top ropes, bro.
my thing is if they don't get injured, I don't have any problem with this pick. I
Oh
feel
no,
like he's
exactly.
so
If they don't
good,
get injured, they're fine.
and just their team is so good. I don't know. I don't feel good about it because I know how the playoffs are, but I think I like my gut is telling me that I can't root again. I can't bet against that team and the talent they have.
Uh, let's talk about our Western Conference Finals matchups. Our Western Conference Finals matchups are completely different from each other.
Yeah, you go first.
Who are you gonna pick between Edmonton and Colorado?
Okay, I think at this point in the series, I can't imagine Colorado, even if they're full health, like they're everyone's there. I can't imagine them, um, especially with their goalie situation. I cannot imagine them still like being able to keep up with Edmonton. I think McKinnon will be trying his darndest. I think Makar will be trying his darndest. I think if the Avalanche and the Oilers play in the first round, I'm taking the Avs. I think their team is built to beat Edmonton. I think Makar can do it, but I think Francois is going to be left out there to dry, and he cannot do. And he can't be Hellebuck. He can't be Ottinger. He cannot be Logan. No, not Logan. I
Aiden Hill.
Aiden Hill. There you go. I don't think he can be any of those goalies. I think Edmonton's gonna. I think Edmonton's gonna go a little hog wild and beat them.
Um, Vancouver's Demcoing Vegas, and that's it. It's
You
gonna be
think
the
you think
redemption
Vancouver
arc.
is gonna be? Because even if I have Vegas here, I think I'm taking them over. I think I'm taking them over Vancouver.
I'm. This is not a copium series. This is a truth series.
If I had Vegas, if I had Colorado and Vancouver here, I would have
You have
Colorado.
not, Dave. You were too young to understand the power of a snowball that is the Vancouver Canucks franchise fan base. When they're behind you, bro, you cannot lose unless it's to the Boston Bruins.
But like, how many of those teams, right, that finally beat the Blackhawks and made it to the Cup Finals? How many of them like lost in the third of the even the second round? Like they would win President's Trophy after President's Trophy, and then just lose in the second round.
Mm-hmm. That's why we're doing it because we didn't win the President's Trophy.
This is
Duh.
true. We're not presidents anymore, but to me this isn't Vancouver's year.
So we've got a Canadian in the finals.
I think so. I actually had Edmonton in the finals last year, and I had them beating Vegas, and then Vegas beat them into the finals. But this year, I think,
Oh, in the Cup final.
yeah, in the
Um,
Western final, and then
I know.
the
I know what
final.
you mean. The only my biggest thing is I feel like uh my Vegas prediction it's gonna go Dallas's way. That Dallas is gonna win that series. That's the only one that I can maybe see. Colorado's not beating the team that comes out of that series though. That I still have faith that Colorado's losing to that other team.
I can really see Vegas actually going over Edmonton, and I think Vegas might. I think Vegas has a better shot against Colorado than Dallas, which is weird. But I think Dallas is built to beat Vegas. It's hard. Man, it's hard.
Well, it's so hard at this point in
That
time
top that top left.
we're an injury away. Because I'm straight upon us. Vancouver wins this as long as Demko stays healthy.
That's true. But I mean, I could say that for Ottinger. Like if Ottinger goes down, man, uh,
Oh yeah,
that's tough, right? If Hellebuck goes down, that's
Winnipeg's
tough.
gone. If Colorado loses a goalie, well, they have mid goalies to start with.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. Like, but I also think Makar and McKinnon goes down, they're toast. If Edmonton loses Draisaitl again, I don't think they can hang, right? I think they
They are. That's what's happening. They're going to lose somebody. They're losing somebody.
it's hard to account for those injuries, but I would say like for the bottom side of the bracket, I'm way more confident than the top side of the bracket. Because the top side of the bracket,
I agree.
everyone's gonna injure each other. I think it's a little going insane, but
It's literally it's gonna be the Wild West, like the Midwest, bro. It's
so
literally
you
like
have the Canucks in the
Cowboys.
finals.
It's literally Cowboy showdown
Yeah, it is.
in the mid states there.
You have the Canucks in the finals.
Yes.
All right, I have the Oilers.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, whoever wins the second round of
Well, second round Pacific. Whoever wins Pacific Finals.
mhm.
Um, moves on.
Let's go to the East. We're gonna start with the Rangers and the Hurricanes.
I have the Rangers winning because Rangers.
We've seen this matchup before. We've actually very similar, like extraordinarily similar, like matchup of like the Canes beating the Islanders and then having to play the Rangers. I think the Rangers played like the Penguins or something stupid. Um, in the first round, or no, it was Washington. This bottom side of the bracket has literally happened like 2 years ago.
Mhm.
The well, Panarin's bald now.
Yep.
I didn't know that. What did Panarin do? No, Panarin. What happened? What did he do?
Yeah.
Yo,
I know.
yo,
I know.
yo, he looks like a big toe. Yo, what did he do to himself, bro? Anyway, he was almost a 50 goal scorer.
You in Russia.
Yeah, I know. He should have been a 50 goal scorer.
What is he?
He got 49.
Oh my gosh.
The Rangers, oh, they're very top heavy, but their top is like good. Like, um,
I
I
don't
mean,
even think they're top of it. I think they're the most I think they're the most well-rounded team in the entire league.
really,
I, f-
I think
I
the
feel like
Hurricanes are much more
I feel
rounded
like
out.
they have top five forwards, top five D, top five goalies.
Their defense is diabolical. It's not fair that they have like so many guys who can. They got Gustafson too. They must have been. Yeah. They have. I think they like the Rangers have. I think the Rangers and Hurricanes might be like actually like probably like two teams that are closest to each other, and like I think the Hurricanes are more rounded out, but the top end of the Rangers are a little bit higher,
Mhm.
but the bottom end is a little lower. But like I think just the overall, both teams are big. Both teams have goal scorers and playmakers and difference makers. I think both teams have their tough guys. Both teams have good systems. I think Igor Shesterkin is the difference maker. I really do. I think that goaltending versus Fredrik Anderson.
Yeah.
I think it makes a difference, dude.
You have to remember I have the Battle of New York. I have the Subway Series here.
Oh, you do. Oh, so
Um,
you have the Rangers, right?
yeah, I have the Rangers.
It's hard.
For me, and then the next. What's Let's talk about the next round up there on the East, because that's literally the only round we can talk about.
I just want to say it's very hard for me to bet against the Hurricanes because I love how they built their team.
I don't think they're. I honestly, Dave, I don't think the Hurricanes lose to the Rangers.
I think they do. I don't think they can beat the Rangers, but it's hard for me to bet against the Hurricanes because I love how their team is built. But I think the Rangers just. I think this is the season. Everything comes together. I think if the Hurricanes. I think. Oh, maybe the Hurricanes. I keep saying next season is the Hurricanes, And it keeps being true. They keep losing in the second round or something, but or the third round maybe.
Mhm. It's
Wait, I just thought of something for the maximum funny. The
what?
Hurricanes and Oilers? If I had the Hurricanes and Oilers again?
Is that who you had last year?
No, 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 no. That's the last time a Canadian. Oh, it's not the last time a Canadian team made the cup final because the Habs did. But before that,
Yeah, I was gonna say it's the Habs and Lightning, bro. Which
yeah,
is literally not possible anymore. Imagine being the Habs.
I don't know
The
if that'll
Habs
be
have uh won the West.
I want it to be Habs Bruins so bad that year. I wanted it to be Habs Bruins so bad, just to say one cup final was Habs Bruins, but the
What
Hurricanes and
they've never
Oilers,
played each other in the Cup final, have they?
no, no, because
Because
during the
they've
original
always been
six,
in
they were
they've
always
always been in the East Division together.
yeah. Um, Even during the original six, they could never play against each other. But
True.
the
Same with
Hurricanes, the
Same with the
Hurricanes and
Rangers.
Islanders, the Hurricanes and the Oilers, by the way, sorry, not the Islanders. That would have been a rematch of a cup final like 20 years ago now. But
Yeah. Also, you
it's
forgot the other an actual cup rematch that is gonna happen this year. It's 2011, bro.
you're gonna have okay. So right now you have the Bruins over the Leafs. Do
Yeah,
you
the
have
Bruins
the
over the Leafs and the
Bruins?
Bruins over the Panthers.
You think the Bruins are gonna redeem themselves against the Panthers?
Yes.
I don't.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Kachuk's gonna go hog wild and um get Trent Frederick's gonna put him in his place. He's gonna have like a fractured ribcage again. Uh, then we're gonna have what's his name? Uh, uh, who's the defense guy on Florida? Big guy who's just coming back
Good,
from
not
injury.
good. Ekblad.
Yeah, he's gone. He's injured.
Ekblad's
Like,
injured. No,
he's
no,
going
he's
to be
back.
injured
He's
again.
back.
Yeah, he's a back, quote unquote, but he's gonna be injured in that series. It's
That's
over.
true. That's true.
And Barkov is gonna go to sleep. He's gonna go to sleep after the Florida series. Like kind of like what he did last year. He went to sleep
My
in
thing
the
is,
playoffs.
I can't. If the Bruins are here, I have the Panthers beating them, but I have the Leafs here, and I have the Leafs beating the Panthers. I have the Leafs
Not,
redemption.
it's not
I have the
happening.
Leafs redemption. I don't.
I'm the one wearing the hoodie with
I
the Leafs
really think
on
the
it.
Habs can.
It's not
The
happening.
Leafs can redeem themselves. I. Oh, it's really the Panthers are so
You're gonna
playoff
have
built.
Leafs Oilers finals, okay, bud.
No, I'm actually. I want to take my pick back. I don't. I've been going back and forth on the Rangers and the Hurricanes more than any other team. I have not been going back and
Oh, yeah,
maybe
Leafs
Dallas
beat
Vegas.
Hurricanes. It'll be funny when the Leafs beat the Hurricanes. I can't hear what you're saying if you're saying something.
I'm just deliberating. I'm going back and forth. This is hard. Like the two series that are really hard for me is Dallas Vegas and
Yep.
I have the Rangers and Canes. This is really hard for me. I kind of
I can tell when I can see once I see the conference finals, like if I can skip the first round and second round and tell you every single matchup and who wins, like if it's um Pan- Panthers Rangers, uh uh Panthers win. Panthers beat everybody. Panthers beat everyone on the Metro side. Tampa Bay doesn't beat anybody on the Metro side. Anyone but the Capitals. The Capitals the Capitals only win if they play the Leafs, and the Bruins beat everyone if they don't lose to the Leafs. There's no team in the National Hockey League that the Boston Bruins will lose to if they beat the Leafs.
I think I'm gonna keep my Rangers. I don't feel good about it, but I'm gonna keep my Rangers pick. But I don't. I'm not actually gonna go with the Leafs. I'm gonna go with the Panthers. I don't think the Leafs will take the Panthers. I think they lose in the second round to the Panthers again, and now they have a new bogeyman. But
The
I did
the
say,
second round Panthers.
I did say a long time ago. like a couple years ago. That was like the year that the Leafs beat the Bruins in seven is the year they make the Cup Finals. I did say that,
Oh
and
no, I agree with that.
but those years I did not think the Leafs were going to beat the Bruins in seven. I never had the Leafs in seven. I always had the Bruins in seven. This year I wholeheartedly have the Leafs in seven. Not just me being like a meme. I genuinely have the Leafs in seven.
It's such a big meme. It's the Leafs in six if they're doing
When
it.
are you going to talk about Splatoon 8? Shut up.
I quit commentary in Splatoon until Pencil's gone. Dave thinks I'm joking. I haven't commentated in about a month, bro. Because I refuse to talk about Pencil and Zuka. It's boring.
So boring. Oh, I
Like,
want to put the Leafs here. I want to put the Leafs here. I want to put the Leafs here because that's what I want, but I don't think it's gonna happen. But I want to put the Leafs here so bad. I want to put but the Leafs Rangers to me doesn't sound right. Like Avs Oilers, Vegas Oilers, that sounds right to me. Leafs Rangers does not sound right to me.
if it's Leafs and I hope you know, Dave. If it's Leafs and Canucks finals, you
Canada's on fire.
will.
Canada's on fire,
No, 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 no. I will have to come live with you if Vancouver wins because I will not be safe in my own home.
bro.
I will be a threat. My family will be a threat to me.
I think Canada will burn down before. I think game one there will be I don't
And
know
Canada won't burn down because we'll just like Quebec will become its own country.
Quebec will yo game if game after game one Quebec is receding. After game one of Leafs Canucks, Quebec is receding.
Yeah.
I think they're both of them are just gonna kill like Calgary or something. Like they're just gonna like take their anger
The
out on Calgary.
meet half. No, we're meeting with Saskatoon or Regina. That's literally where it's going. You just see all the Leafs fans walking over the Canadian Shield in the middle of absolute nowhere on their way from Thunder Bay, and you see all the Canucks fans scaling their way down the mountain.
I'm changing it. I'm changing it to the Hurricanes. I don't know what it is. I just something in my head is or like something in my heart is telling me it doesn't matter the Rangers have Shesterkin. It doesn't matter that the Rangers have home ice advantage. Last time they played, it went to game seven. The Rangers and the Hurricanes kept going back and forth. The Devils that beat the Rangers, the Hurricanes made quick work of them. Something about me just tells me and what it is I was like, the Hurricanes don't have Tony D'Angelo anymore. I feel like they win the series. I said that when the first time they lost to the Rangers in seven. I was like, if the Hurricanes did not have Tony D'Angelo, they would win the series. I don't something about Tony D'Angelo lost in the series. I can't even explain it. I just in my head, Tony D'Angelo lost the series. They don't have Tony D'Angelo. I want the Hurricanes, and I want the Leafs. I want the Leafs here. I think the Leafs are beating the Panthers.
No way that's happened.
I think the
Okay, so
Leafs are
then
beating the Panthers.
the Leafs beat the Hurricanes, bro.
Not having Hurricanes beating them.
No
It
way
doesn't.
we lose in the third round.
I'm just saying. For me, whoever wins Panthers or Toronto, I'm gonna have either the Rangers or the Hurricanes beat them.
Mhm.
I think I'm gonna have the Hurricanes. Wait, hold on. Actually, I might put the Panthers. I might put the Panthers. Oh, I feel, there's
The Leafs are not winning the cup.
something about the. I don't think the Leafs are winning the cup, but something about the Leafs this year feels different to me.
We're going out in the first round.
Something feels so. Like I don't know if it's just no more
You
Dubas.
realize you're being a Toronto fan right now. Something feels different. This is our year.
But here's
You're
the
doing
thing.
all of the same things that they
Here's the
do.
thing. I the
You're a
first time
Habs
they played
fan.
the first time they played the Lightning, I was like, it's not their year. I mean, all the Leafs was different. It's different. When they played the Bruins and they played both times, like everyone's like, it's different this time. I'm like, it's not different. It doesn't feel different. This one, like last year, felt different to me, but I still didn't have them winning the second round. If you remember that, I still had them losing to Boston,
Yeah.
in the second round. No, it
I
ended up
also
being
had them losing to Boston.
yeah, it ended up being the Panthers, but like this year, I think they take another step. If it was, oh my gosh, no, the Panthers, how did they lose the? I can't see the Panthers losing the Leafs. I think it's gonna be Panthers Hurricanes, and I think the Hurricanes are gonna win. Right, so right now you have Boston beating Islanders.
Mm.
Boston beating
I don't
who?
know. I don't know between those two series.
You have the Bruins right now beating the Rangers. No.
I'm
Yeah.
swapping it back and forth as we speak.
All right. So tell me about the Bruins and Rangers in your head, like that matchup.
Bruins and Rangers will be a it'll so when was the American Civil War?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So like I feel like the Patriots and the Jets are gonna go out there and it'll be really difficult. We'll see if the Knicks can come out clutch against the Celtics, but like I feel like the Celtics have got it, bro. Um, I don't know.
I can see the Bruins and
It's
Rangers.
it's it's difficult because like I don't feel like there's any chance for the Red Sox against the Yankees.
Uh-huh.
But like I feel like it's the Red Sox who could do it,
The
even
Bruins and
though
Rangers sounds strangely correct to me. You know what I was saying earlier? Like certain things don't sound right. Like Leafs Rangers
no
doesn't
Bruins and
sound
Rangers
right.
sound so much like an Eastern Conference final.
Yeah.
Like this has happened a million times. Actually, not all that many times because the
I only
Canadians
remember
were
one time.
always there.
Yeah, I only remember this happening one time, but um
Really? Is that how many times Montreal was in the Eastern Conference final in the original 6 days?
oh no. I was talking about like in modern time. They lost to the Rangers and they lost to the Flyers. But that's the only time they made the like until the bubble season. But I get Bruins and Rangers sounds oddly correct to me, but Panthers Canes also sounds correct to me, and that's I'm realizing now. Avs Oilers happened 2 years ago, and then Panthers Hurricanes happened last year, and so I can kind of see it. But I think the other side is coming through now. I think Edmonton is winning, and I think the Hurricanes are winning.
Hmm. I don't know. I
So right now you have Canucks and Bruins. I'll let you cook on that one.
I have not like this is my guns bracket.
Uh huh.
My real like if I was to have a second bracket, Dave, my second bracket would look like this.
Mm-hmm.
That would be my bracket. That would be if I was to have like a completely truthful and honest bracket going off of stats and knowledge and information that I have and this that, and the other thing, this is my bracket.
You have Dallas and Carolina.
Yeah. But I it's not happening because
I don't think so. That doesn't sound good to me. I can't see that one.
that's what I would. That's what I would like. I'm gonna make another bracket. I'm gonna put it into the NHL one outside of our gun circle. Um, for that one, and that's the bracket I'm gonna make. And that's the bracket where I have the Leafs winning and losing to Florida in the second round.
I think the Leafs lose to the Panthers again in the second round. I feel like it
No,
seems so right. As
that's.
as much as it breaks my heart, I feel like that sounds so right to me.
Mhm.
But so so for you, Canucks and Bruins, right? I want you to I want you to walk me through what's gonna happen in Canada.
Um, I don't. So I in 2011 I was 11.
Oh,
I was actually 10 at the time because of when it happened, but I was turning 11 that year. I didn't have much internet access at the time, so whatever I saw was on the TV, and I didn't watch the news. So I didn't know about the riots until I was about like I didn't read about the riots and all that until I was much older, and people said, "Oh, you don't remember the riots?" I'm like, "Bro, I was 10. I didn't know
right.
there were riots." I didn't realize what had happened, and I feel like it's the second coming of the purge. Like
Mm,
I feel like Seattle's getting absolutely dismantled just in the vortex. Everything in the lower mainland is just getting at vortex, bro. Oh, and if it's if it's a I hope you know that if the final four teams are Hurricanes, Leafs, Canucks or Oilers, and Jets, if that's the final four and the Hurricanes
It's
come out on top, you will see the continent of Canada
boom.
pushed up past the United States of America.
I know.
Yeah. So,
So who do you have?
if we have a three out of like three teams out of the four teams that are there, in the final four, and Canada doesn't win, I hope you know the border is closed.
I can't see it though because I don't know how Winnipeg and then
No, but I'm just saying if that's how it comes out, and
can't
then
see it.
like
I
then
can't
one of
see
the
it.
Metro teams win, I hope you know that this country will go into turmoil.
You know,
And Bettman will lose his life.
so it is. It is.
Unfortunately for Bettman will like he'll be Abe Lincoln.
So it is possible for the Final Four to be all Canadian teams.
No, it's not.
No, not in this year, but if
We have to have we have to have a wild card team that goes in the Metro be a Canadian team.
right, like if the Habs made the playoffs this year in the second wild card spot,
And they went into the second wild card spot, yes.
and then they beat the Rangers and the Hurricanes, and then
Mhm.
it'd
And
be
that's
these
It's either Winnipeg in the Central or one of the Pacific teams.
goes in, yeah, and then
It is possible to have like when we had like when Montreal went to
mhm.
the conference final, outside of a Canadian only division, it is still possible. Like if Winnipeg, if Vancouver, Edmonton, and Calgary take up all three Pacific slots, and Winnipeg is the wild card slot that fits in the Pacific,
Oh, that's
we are
true.
guaranteed a conference final Canadian team.
That's true. You can have an all
Uh,
Canadian.
unlike and unlike the Atlantic, because we only have three teams,
Oh yeah, that's
unless
interesting.
the Nordique come back, and then we'll have
Nordique,
four Atlantic Canadian teams. Because
Nordique.
the Nordique cannot possibly, um, cannot possibly go. What would happen? What would happen if the Nordique come back? Is we trade both Florida teams to the Metro, and we take Columbus
Uh,
from the Metro.
uh,
That's how it will happen.
uh, uh.
Because there's no way that we're gonna take like
We would take Detroit. Oh wait, we already have Detroit.
we already have to trade.
Yeah, my bad. My bad
Yeah,
again.
we already have Detroit. So then we're not gonna take. There's no way we take the Devils. There's no way we take the Islanders. There's no way physically cannot take the Rangers because they are the embodiment of the Metro. We cannot take the Flyers or the Pens away from each other. Batman won't let that happen. And both Florida teams have to stay together.
Yeah,
And why would we pull the Hurricanes? That would just not make sense.
we might just get.
That's why we have Florida teams in the Atlantic right now. Because they want to keep them together and they can't fit in the
What if we
Metro.
just got Winnipeg? What if they just gave us Winnipeg?
Who we then what's happening?
I don't know.
Is
They just give us.
Metro getting Nashville?
No, Detroit go. Wait, no. Detroit wouldn't go back to the West. Columbus goes to the West.
What?
Columbus just goes to the West. No bless.
Crazy, bro.
Send them, bro. We don't need them.
True.
Oh, we make a Southeast. What if we made a Southeast with Nashville, the Florida teams, Carolina?
We give them Carolina, we give them Nashville, we give them Dallas.
Yeah, they get Texas. What? And you put a Houston team there, bro. I'm big brain. I'm big brain.
We just rotate the division so it's not east
Yeah,
west. It's more like
North South.
the diagonal
Yeah,
line.
yeah, that goes hard.
Mm.
Um, okay. So who do you actually have winning though?
I don't know. I want Vancouver to win.
Do you want Vancouver to win? You think Vancouver can pull it out against Boston? I would say that in a
No, Vancouver will
series.
lose to Boston, but we can beat New York.
I don't know. I think right now,
Also,
like,
if we lose to New York, I will not be able to listen to Skylar's voice ever.
uh-huh.
I will never hear the end of it. I will not be that woman will drive me off the side of the earth if Vancouver loses to the Rangers. She is also saying the same thing about me, about how my voice will drive her off the side of the earth about me talking about Vancouver. So I hope that matchup doesn't happen. I don't know. Dave, like, I'm gonna be straight up honest. This is the bracket that is going to happen. This is the bracket that I see happen. I see happening, but it is what it is.
I want to know your pick for this one. Is it going to be the Bruins? You think the Bruins win the cup this year?
Nah, it's our year, boy.
That's
We're here.
Vancouver. I also have a
Pre-
Canadian team. Then I have
predict
I
the
have Oilers.
total. I agree to the rules.
I have Oilers.
Scored in Stanley Cup Final Series. Have
How many were last year against the Panthers and the? I feel like I do this every year. I think this will be a high scoring season, a series. I'll go like 40. No, go like 30.
I'm going
Oof.
53 because that's Bull Horvat's number when he
Okay,
played on
that's
London in
an
Vancouver.
insane amount of goals. I don't think there would be that many goals, dude. I'm gonna go with 30, 41. 41 in my series. Sounds pretty good.
What? What's my? What am I missing? It's like I'm missing something. I gotta do this again.
Okay, that's my bracket. Um,
I have to do my bracket again.
I feel oddly confident actually. For some reason, I feel oddly confident. I feel like I actually think I banged it. I think I banged it. I think I got it. I think I got it. Um, Anybody in chat, if you would like to join in and make a bracket, we had a couple people last year.
We're gonna have Calvin's coming back again this year.
W. That's the league. That's how you join it. I think this is a big W. I think this is a big W. All right, we good to we
You gotta
good.
go. You gotta go, don't you?
Yeah, we good to cut it here.
I'm gonna cut it here.
All right, thank
This
you
is my
guys.
Gunch bracket. We have both teams are we have is Canadian. So
All right,
yeah. All
W.
right. Bye
We'll
stream.
we'll see you later. Bye, everyone.
Bye.